Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you will be watching this video from, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to my channel, Alex Kero channel. Remember what we do in this channel? We sharpen minds and shape destinies. And it's my belief that your destiny is being shaped, that we are sharpening your mind, and that we are learning great things together. We are having a book review series. This time we are reviewing a book by the great John Maxwell. The great John Maxwell. In the last video, we did the first chapter. The book have 15 chapters. It is called The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. But before we go to the second topic, I want to take this opportunity and really thank you for subscribing to this channel and say, may God continue blessing you. May God continue expanding you. And for you who have not subscribed to this channel, press that subscription button. Press that bell button. I know you are missing a lot. You are missing a lot. We are releasing videos, great videos, educative videos, and informative videos. Now, I want us to do the second topic on this book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by one John Maxwell. And the second topic on this book is the law of self-awareness. The law of self-awareness. And John Maxwell is telling us we must know ourselves in order to grow. And to review this book, we start by a story of a man by the name Henry M. Henry M. was born in 1926 in Hartford, USA. And Henry suffered from a devastating form of epilepsy that he could not function. He could not function at all. So at the age of 27, he underwent an experimental surgery where some parts of his brains were removed to try and cure and treat these devastating epileptic attacks. And this is the good news. After the surgery, John did not suffer any major damage. In fact, the surgery did not affect his social knowledge, it did not affect his intelligence, his ability to relate with other people. Okay? And it did not, in fact, it did not affect his intelligence. But there was one problem, that he lost his short-term memory. What are we saying? That Henry, after the surgery, could not remember his doctors. He could not remember or find his way to the bathroom. When he went home, he did the same activities over and over again without remembering to have done them before. When they moved homes, his family moved homes and they moved to another city, he could not find his way to the bathroom in the new home, and he could not even remember his way to the new home in case he was out of the house. Yet, he could remember the way to his previous home vividly. If you interviewed Henry after lunch, he could not remember to have eaten anything. So he was stuck in the moment without ability to learn, grow, and develop. And John Maxwell is telling us, some of us are like Henry. We are stuck in the moment. We are not able to grow. We are not able to develop because we don't know ourselves. To grow, you must know your strengths. You must know your weaknesses. You must know the opportunities. And you must know the threats that you face. And your interests, what interests you. And that is the only way that you can be able to grow. And you have to figure out where you have been, where you are now, and where you want to go. There is no two way about it. There is no two way about it. And John Maxwell, interestingly, he identifies three types of people. And I want you to listen carefully so that you can tell me, or after this video, you can interrogate yourself, which category are you? You're in which category of these three types of people according to John Maxwell? Number one, people who do not know what they would like to do. They have no idea what they would like to do. They just flow with the current. The current flows north, they flow north. The current stops, they stop. The crowd moves to the west, they move to the west. And I think that is a very, very unfortunate status to be in. The second kind of people, according to John Maxwell, people who know what they would like to do, but they never do it. They suffer from procrastination. They have fear of doing things. They are afraid of what people will say, people's opinion. They mark time. Okay? They never do what they would like to do. And they always postpone. In fact, these are the people who we say they live for tomorrow. And remember, in the other video we said, a life lived for tomorrow is always a day away from being realized. You cannot realize your dreams unless you start now. Number three is people who know what they would like to do and they do it. They don't wait for clarity. They don't wait for people to tell them it's okay. They don't care about people's opinion. They don't procrastinate. They don't fear to make mistakes. They know and they understand that mistakes are just another way of learning. Okay? So which category are you? Do you know, are you in the category that does not know what they would like to do? Or are you in the category that they know what they would like to do but they never do it? Or are you in the third category of the gems, the captains of the industry, the people who move the world, who know what they would like to do and they actually do it? And again, John is telling us there are some key questions that we can ask ourselves. We sit down, we interrogate ourselves with some questions, and I would like you to go through these questions with me. Interrogate yourself on each and every question and answer yourself so that you can know where is the gap, because we need to close these gaps day by day, so that we can improve and we can be able to move from where we are to where we want to go or where we ought to be. The question number one is, do you love what you do today? Most of people are in careers they don't like. They don't like the schedule, they don't like the boss, they don't like the office, they even don't like the morning commuting. But they're in that career maybe because it pays the bills. Okay? But if you are to ask them this question, if you are not paid, if they were not paid, would they still be able, or would they still do the same thing they do today? Because that is a very good way of gauging whether you like what you do. If you can do something consistently without being paid until it turns into maybe something that people have and buy, then maybe you are doing the wrong thing. And you know, sometimes I ask myself, isn't it even risky to do something that you despise? Is it even more risky if maybe it's a job or somebody else's business? Because it's not your business. They can fire you. They can declare your position redundant. And what will happen? Are you willing to trade the known for the unknown? Because the journey might not be very smooth. But I want to believe, if you ask you that question, do you love what you do today? And can you do it without being paid? If the answer is yes, then maybe this lesson is not for you. But if the answer is no, where the majority of the people fall, then we go to the next question. And the next question is, what would you love to do? What would you like to do? What is your passion? What is this that drives you? You know, we usually see passion plus practice produces excellence. And we usually see success happens when opportunity meets preparedness. Okay? So what is this that you like? What is your domain? What is this thing that you can do better than most of the people? Because each one of us have their own domain. And the good thing is, just like fish don't enroll in swimming lessons and monkeys don't enroll for tree climbing or tree moving lessons, in your domain, you cannot be photocopied. Nobody can produce a carbon copy of you. In your domain, you cannot be defeated. In your domain, you are not employed, you are deployed. Okay? In your domain, you are not employed, you are deployed. Okay? And there is a man called James Sadberg who said, identify your uniqueness, then discipline yourself to develop it. Discipline yourself to develop it. And that is the key. Identify your uniqueness, then discipline yourself to develop it. And you cannot excel in a role that you despise. So what is this that you like? And why have you not been doing it? That is number 2. Question number 3 that John Maxwell talks about or teaches us about is, what motivates you to do what you would love to do? Why would you like to do what you love to do? You know, action taken for the right reason leads to satisfaction. And what is better in human life than satisfaction? Satisfaction leads to better relationships. It leads to reduced anxiety and stress. And when you have reduced anxiety and stress, it means your relationships will be better. It means the quality of your life will be better. So, when you wake up in the morning and you do that thing that is right for you, you go back home or you go to bed with satisfaction. And it means you will wake up energized every day because the day looks positive day in, day out. The day looks positive day in, day out. Okay? I think sometimes, and most of the times, when I do a video like this one, and I know I'm teaching somebody, I go to bed with satisfaction. And I look forward to the next week when I'll be doing the next video. And I prepare myself knowing I'm transforming somebody's life, even if they are not paying me. Even if you are not paying me, but I am sure this video will benefit you. The other question is, where will you start? Where will you start? This is a big question. Where will you start? Because sometimes there is no clarity. Sometimes there is no the how or where. You know, you cannot see the way. There is no direction. But this is what I want to tell you. Just start from where you are. Just start from where you are by making the right choices. By making the right choices. Always remember, all the choices you make, the consequences are to you. You are the primary victim of your choices. So, don't make choices without figuring out where they will lead you to. Okay? We usually say you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight by making the right choices. Let us make an example. Today, if you want to move to a certain office or to visit a certain office in the capital city of your country, either you will need, assuming you don't have a vehicle, you are using public transport, you have to start from where you are. You're in your house, so you will walk to the bus stop or to the railway station. Or maybe you ride your bicycle to the railway station. Then you will leave it there and board either the bus or the train. And the train will take you to the capital city. Then you will disembark. And once you disembark, you will now walk to the building, go through the security check, maybe take an elevator or escalator to that particular office. But if you waited for the office to come where you, in your house, my friend, you'll never get the service that you want. So you have to start from where you are. Start with the resources that you have. Sometimes I usually tell people, when I started my first shooting of these videos, I was just using a phone. I did not have a camera. I did not have lights. I did not even know how to edit. I knew nothing about videography and video editing. But today, I have made some progress. Maybe if you check the previous videos that I did, maybe the first one, compared to the videos I'm doing now, you will note some progress, some betterment in terms of, some improvement in terms of the lighting, the light balancing, the camera positioning, and so on and so forth. So even you start from where you are. Then the other question that John says we should ask ourselves is, do you have mentors? Do you have people who do what you would like to do? These people might not be in your location physically. These maybe are people you can follow online. These maybe are people then you can listen to. These are people whose books you can read. Maybe like the way I'm trying to interpret this book for you. Do you have mentors? Mentors help us move easily from where we are to where we would like to be. Just like if you are in a new city, if you come to my city today, Nairobi in Kenya, and you don't know your way, and maybe you want to go to the center of the city from the suburbs, you might have to ask for direction. If you want to find your direction to your destination easily, you will have no choice. You need either to look for a guide who will guide you around the town, or use what we call the maps. You use the maps and they will guide you to your destination. And that is the work of a mentor. They have been there. They have tested the waters. They know where the river is deep and where the river is shallow. They know where the gem of the river is. They know where you will fish easily. So sometimes I think about a ship. And I know a ship captain can very easily get lost in the vast and deep seas. But fortunately, the designers of ship foresee that problem, and they developed something we call a compass. So that if the captain wants to sail to west, he will just follow the compass direction to west, and it will guide him to the destination that the ship is supposed to dock. So even you look for a mentor. I said they don't have to be people you can meet physically. You can listen to them online. You can read their books. You can watch them on YouTube, like the way you are watching me. But ensure you are learning and you are intentionally learning. Okay? The other question that John Maxwell is talking about is, are you willing to pay the price? Because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a flip of a finger. Growth requires sacrifice. It calls for you to spend some resources, spend some time, sacrifice maybe time you would have spent with your loved ones. Maybe sometimes sacrifice your holiday. Instead of going for that holiday, you spend your time learning your skill. Okay? So, if you are a farmer, let us use an example of a farmer. A farmer, if you fear the sun during the planting season, because we are able to predict the season, just a few days to start of the rain, we plant. If you fear that harsh climate at that time and you fail to sow your seed, then when other farmers are harvesting, you will have to borrow from them. And you will have a choice of the kind of seed to plant. Sometimes you can just go to, you can get seeds from maybe your granary very easily. But what I know is for you to get a good seed that will give you good produce at the end of the season, sometimes you need to get it from the government seed companies. and they might not be within your vicinity. So you need to make a journey to go and get the good seed. But that is your choice. You can plant the one from your granary direct or that one from the government seed company. But the fact is, when it comes to harvesting, you will not harvest contrary to the seeds that you planted. You will not harvest contrary to the effort of weeding that you did. Okay? If you let weed overgrow your plants, it means your harvest won't be bounty. That is obvious. So, put your effort, put your foot forward. No, it's not going to be easy, but focus on the end result. What is it that you want to achieve? I think anybody who have ever done an exercise to lose some weight, they know and they can tell you it is not easy. But when they look at the results today, when they look themselves on the mirror today like this, they feel, yeah, it is worth the effort. It is worth the effort. But the starting up to the results, it's never easy. So, are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to wake up early? Are you willing to spend those resources? Are you willing to sacrifice your time with your loved ones for you to achieve your goals? The other question is, why haven't you started yet? Why haven't you started? John Maxwell is asking that question. Why haven't you started? And I think there is no reason. The reason is either you're fearing, and you're fearing maybe to fail or to make mistakes. But you cannot grow without making mistakes. And people have failed in this life. And failing is just another way of learning, because once you fail, you usually learn one method that does not work, so you avoid that method next time. Maybe you are fearing what people will say about you. Regardless, this is the news. Regardless of your skin color, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what you are doing now, human beings will always have something to say about you, so that should not hold you back. Maybe you think you don't have resources. Start with the small, little resources that you have. That little is what God have given you, and it is through that effort that He will bless you. So start now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Otherwise, remember, we talked about the rule of diminishing intent, that the longer you take to do something that you should do now, the higher the odds you will actually never do it. The final question that John Maxwell is talking about is, how will it look like in the end? What is your end plan? What is this that you want to achieve? It is always good to figure out, after all this effort, what do I want to achieve? Maybe you want to become a globally known. Maybe you want to improve your shape. Maybe you want to improve your speaking speed. Maybe you want to improve your bike riding skills, anything. Maybe you want to make more money. Who hates money? Who does not like money? Money is good. They say money is source of all evil, but I tend to differ. I think money can solve around 99% of your problems. So if you are looking to make more money, put the effort. Push. Because when you have the end in the mind, the doing becomes easy. When you have the end in the mind, the doing becomes easy. Can we say that again? When you have the end in the mind, the doing becomes easy. And with that, my good viewer, we come to an end of this session. The topic number 2 of the John Maxwell 15 Invaluable Rules of Growth, the rule of self-awareness. Let us be self-aware. Let us learn from those who have been before us. Let us get mentors, and I am sure we will achieve our goals before the end of this year, or whichever time that God has planned for us. Remember to share, remember to like, remember to leave us your comment, and remember to invite your friends to join this channel. Let us grow together. Otherwise, until next time, as usual, I say, ciao.